every time I step out of my house, I have to carry this, my laptop. Because there's always some pending work. It can be quickly replying to emails or joining a meeting, making a couple of edits in videos, to a presentation, to some Excel thingy. This always work. And honestly, a phone can do all of that, but the moment I decide to leave my laptop behind, it's a big problem. Because then those small list of changes become huge, and then I regret, why did I leave my laptop behind? So now, the 8th generation of Fold has launched, and we keep hearing that this is the peak productivity phone. You need a Fold to manage your work outside office. So rather than doing just normal unboxing and those boring first impressions, I decided to take up a challenge. I tried replacing my laptop with the Z Fold 8 Ultra to really see if this thing solves the problem. Now, I know this is expensive, but today we are not evaluating it with the specs it offers and on the basis of price, does it justify it or not, none of that. In fact, we want to show our hashtag Team TechWiser the experience side of things for this folding form factor instead of stuffing up with specs and the features. With that out, this is an interesting challenge. I'm really excited about how the day goes on. Pradeep, TechWiser, let's go.
Whoever is editing, आज I'm not working out, this is just performance.
Okay, so now before we start the challenge, we need to lay some ground rules which are important to follow throughout the video, and couple of them. Rule number 1, let it be replying to emails, watching videos, giving feedback, using Slack or whatever. The Z Fold 8 Ultra is my only machine, no cap. I'll not be using anything else apart from this. And rule number 2, since I'll be using the Z Fold 8 Ultra in my office work as well, which is where the challenge gets real, I can use accessories like keyboard and mouse because of course I can't type all day long on this. So with that out, let's go. Now the day had barely started and the first email popped up. Nothing serious, just a couple of replies. Now a few minutes later there were some Slack messages where I had to check concepts, facts, etc. So there is a lot of gadgets to approve, fact check, scripts and everything. So I switched to the inner screen. I had Slack on one side, YouTube and Reddit open in a split screen and was able to do all of that pretty easily. Now what's interesting is the inner display here has an anti-reflective coating. So even under strong light, if you see, the display is easily visible and I'm really liking this form factor. I always thought that the Z Fold 7 was pretty thin, but somehow they're able to still shave off 0.1 mm from the Z Fold 8, like it's now at 4.1 mm. In fact, if you look at the frame of the Z Fold 8, it is so thin that they have to bring it up a notch to occupy the Type-C port. The frame is even thinner than the Type-C port. Not just this year, if you see the crease even at extreme angles, it is barely visible and it does not come in between while you're watching content. Now, a major reason for this is Samsung has added a titanium sheet below the folding display. Last year it was polymer, this year it is titanium. So the area of the folding display is much larger and in fact it feels much more sturdier to open it and close it back again. Although the number of folds has not changed, Samsung promises 5 lakh folds with the Z Fold 8, which if you do the math and you open your display 100 times a day, it will still last you about 13 years. You will not use it for 13 years. So far everything is good. I'm not missing my laptop. But then the real work started. So Shobik just sent me a short script. I had to do a quick read while giving some feedback and I also had to side by side watch videos. Now I tried doing all of this on the Fold. Particularly reading was easy. I had Slack, the script in Chrome and Claude opened in split screen. So dragging comments around, switching between references, I was able to do all of them easily. No problems here. The Z Fold 8 Ultra and the bigger screen is handling it pretty well. After this, I had a meeting with Mrinal and I had my voice recorder on during the meeting. Along with this, I had my YouTube, Slack and Chrome opened in a split screen. So now that my meeting is over, I can just tap on the Galaxy AI icon and I can summarize the entire thing. Now an interesting thing if you see here is the transcription here is happening on the device. So all of your important conversations or those secret meeting notes, they stay on the device instead of landing it on an LLM server. Until now, things are good. I have a weird feeling that I'm still not missing my laptop. Why? And so far, things were going pretty good until...
Pratik, I shared you the TW explain script. Did you check it?
No, I didn't get the time to check it, but I'll check it right now.
Thank you.
And this is the problem. Now because this is our TW explain scripts, these are quite dense and I have to give it a lot of time just to ensure that it is factually accurate, there is no conflict and the content is best out there because you guys love TW explains. We try to do one every week but eventually we end up doing only 2 or 3 a month. everyone takes a lot of time. Now, to get the gist of the script, I can just copy and paste the entire thing into Galaxy Notes, and I can just summarize it using Galaxy AI. It will give me the gist of what it is. But here is the thing, since these scripts are quite information heavy, I have to give it to Claude to understand, factually check it, and I have to go through line by line to read the side note, research paper, and there's a lot of typing and marking comments. So theoretically, I can do this on the Fold, but practically, I cannot. This is not the way I work. And normally I would have just opened my laptop and typed on it anyway. However, so now is the challenge over? Not yet. So you guys recently saw my desk setup. I already have a curved monitor, keyboard and a laptop, and the Z Fold 8 Ultra comes with Samsung DeX. So I connected my Fold 8 Ultra with the monitor, and here I was a bit skeptical because laptops and PCs easily adapt to any screen size or aspect ratio. Like this is 21:9. But can Z Fold 8 Ultra do it? Well, the moment of truth. So not only it adapts to a 21:9 aspect ratio, it powers all of this thing, but this is WQHD resolution. So even that can be powered. Like if I go to Samsung DeX mode, see it has automatically adapted to the WQHD plus resolution. So now this is possible because the Z Fold 8 Ultra has a USB-C 3.2 Gen 1 port. The first problem is solved. It's quite an expensive solution to do this, but it is solved because now I have to pair my keyboard and mouse, and they've connected seamlessly, and whoa, I am good to go. Now I can open my Slack, Reddit, Claude, YouTube. So I usually use Claude to just quickly fact check the script, although I do read it manually as well. And this whole interface feels a lot familiar. Like this looks like Windows. It has minimize, maximize and close button just like how it is on your laptop. I can check the time and notifications here at the bottom panel. Plus there is a small dock with a finder, and this also has Galaxy AI. So if I search for connected devices here, see it directly takes me to the settings. Not just this, I can search for apps and open them without scrolling through the entire list and just get caught in maybe doom scrolling the app drawer, if that's a thing.
And then we'll have something like this. But Pratik, our thumb guy is on leave.
Kya? Kya? Kya?
Can you help us with the thumbnail? आज ही video जाना है.
And here comes the big problem. Usually I do it on my laptop using Photoshop, but now I'm stuck with this. All of this is not scripted. Genuine.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
In case you don't know, Photoshop on laptop and Photoshop on Android are two completely different software. So yes, it feels like this is the end of the challenge. Not yet. I'm not giving up so soon. So now Photoshop has web alternatives like Photopea and Adobe's itself, Photoshop Web. I mostly use that for those quick kind of situations. So now this is a bit challenging. Like Photoshop Web has its own problem. First of all, the shortcuts on Photoshop Web, like the simple ones to create a mask, transform a layer and everything, those are completely different. So my muscle memory doesn't work here. I have to depend on right click, or I just have to select the options and figure it out. But still, Photoshop Web is quite powerful and I was able to do this entire thing. Now one thing that surprised me the most here is the Fold 8 Ultra is outputting about QHD resolution, plus it has so many apps opening in background, so many tabs on Chrome, and then again this Adobe Photoshop Web, and SSD is also connected to this, and there is no slowdown so far. And this is what makes me say like ARM is there. This is powered by Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and it can handle all of this. So now as the work got harder, I felt the need for a laptop, but Samsung DeX and this entire monitor setup didn't let me touch my laptop. So far this entire thing is doing good, but now I'm done with my work in the office. Let's go home. So now I'm at home, and usually just like you people, when I come back home, I watch YouTube or some other content, and watching content on this bigger screen has always been a delight. The battery life. Another improvement this year has been a 5000 mAh battery, and this by far is the biggest battery on a foldable. And Samsung somehow has managed to make the Fold slimmer and lighter and still be able to put in a 5000 mAh battery, because this year Samsung is using silicon carbon in batteries. Plus, the charging speed is also bumped up to 45 watt in terms of wired charging and 20 watt for wireless charging. And on the note of battery life, you have seen it's a very hectic day after all the benchmarks and everything. So currently, if you see, my battery is at 8% and the screen on time has been somewhere around 5 hours, 38-40 minutes. And this is after running all those benchmarks, all those decks, everything. And usually this has been the experience on other days. I get somewhere around to 6 hours plus of screen on time. So far I have to say, like, this has been the best battery life I've seen on any Samsung foldable and made the experience better. And along with that, also what made the experience better is the software, and that is One UI 9. And I have to say it, One UI 9 is by far the best software experience you can have on any foldable in the market. Now, the first and the best thing here has to be Now Nudge. Like, see, Shobik has sent me a message asking me about my upcoming trip or upcoming train to Bhopal. And here, Galaxy AI understands the context of the message. It searches my Gmail for the ticket. It understands my calendar and just gives me the exact information. I just have to tap on the pop-up and there is the message. Now at the moment is working in messages, and I've not found it to work on WhatsApp. Now the other time it also worked somewhere on a website where I had to fill in my mobile number. It automatically gave me a pop-up. So I think it has been 2 to 3 days now. It has to get better later on. Then in calls, there is spam and scam detection. Suppose I get a spam call and I receive it. The AI detects it in the background and it gives me a pop-up, which is much needed because these days, even machine call or that 1600 numbers have started to give you spam calls, and they almost sound like a human, like weird. Now next is the Now Brief, and it has improved quite a lot from One UI 7, which we tried the last time. So now it shows me my important news, steps and sleep analysis, the medicines that I have to take. It even reminds me to catch up with my mom. Like, it's been a week, I think I should call her. Catch up or hear a greeting from my mom. Plus, it also shows me the popular tech videos, and it takes those recommendations from YouTube, and this is based on my personalized viewing. Like, very thoughtful feature in my opinion. Now I use Good Log whenever I'm on a Samsung phone. So there's this one Good Log module, Quick Start, that I use quite a lot. So now I can finally set the internet speed meter to appear. Earlier, I had to download a third-party app for this specific thing. Next, in Home Up, I can customize the animation of the dock, and not just this, I can even set holding time for the dock. I have set it to 5 seconds, so it's there after I have opened an app. See, if I pull up the dock here in the inner screen, it stays there for at least 5 seconds. Along with this, I can set a multi-finger gesture. So if I swipe down 2 fingers from top to bottom, see, split screen shows up. Similarly, if you see, there are gesture customizations for 3-finger swipe, 3-finger up, down, all of that. Also, a new app from Google has debuted on the Z Fold 8. It's called the Gemini Notebook. Now, for people who don't know, the Gemini Notebook is a very cool app. You can actually give it multiple articles, or you can give it multiple scripts, and it will create a podcast of it or an infographics of it. Like, for example, I'll give it a TW explain scripts, and then see, it generates this infographic, and it's also bang on accurate. This next feature is quite practical, My Fan Cam. See, in this video, there are 2 people. Now I can go the My Fan Cam option. You can select one of the subject in the video. Now Galaxy AI understands this, so it tracks me and only keeps me in the video. So those were some of the new features of One UI 9 in the Z Fold 8, and I've been using them quite a lot. Plus, there are 7 generations of OS and 7 generations of security upgrades on the Z Fold 8, which again I feel by far is one of the best that you get on Android. Now, before we get to the conclusion, let's quickly have a look at the Z Flip 8. First of all, it is slimmer and lighter than before at just 180 grams and 6.1 mm when unfolded. This is pretty sleek. The next thing you'll notice is this flex window. It's now an edge-to-edge cover display with much slimmer bezels. So for quick replies, checking notifications, controlling your music, or even opening Now Brief, you don't have to unfold the display. You can do everything here. Now, cameras have also seen an upgrade. It now comes with a 50-megapixel main camera, and Samsung has improved the portrait experience with AI bokeh. Now, in terms of chipset, it comes with Exynos 2600, and this is how much it scores on benchmarks. On Antutu, it gets about 22.15 lakh. In CPU throttling, the graph is not so green. And of course, we know, like, the Flip is not meant for gaming. This is mostly for someone who creates a lot of Instagram reels or vlogs while traveling, or if you need a small phone that you can easily use with one hand. This is just cute. Now to the bigger question. Did the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra replace my laptop? Honestly, for today, yes. Like, I never opened my laptop, not even once. But here's the thing. The Z Fold 8 Ultra surely gets a lot of work done. Your workflow can be very different than mine, but a laptop is still a laptop. And again, in my case, when I was making thumbnail on Photopea or a bit on Adobe Photoshop, the experience feels a bit jarring or a bit different as compared to a desktop. Those shortcuts are like my muscle memory. And again, if your work involves editing long form videos or doing anything of that, a laptop is the thing that you need. But if your work is mostly around documents, multitasking between multiple apps, reviewing files, PDFs, annotation, attending meetings, or signing documents on the go, the Z Fold 8 Ultra makes a whole lot of sense. Like, it is way better than a candy bar phone once you get used to this. And throughout the entire challenge, I had a weird feeling that why am I not missing my laptop, and I was constantly thinking, can this thing replace my laptop? And I was just getting my work done. I think that's the biggest compliment I can give this phone. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra starts at 1.79 lakhs including offers. You can pre-order it now, and there are some offers that you can check out. Plus there are some Samsung Care Plus plans that you can check out as well. Now we have tried to make this video very different from how we do smartphone impressions usually, and honestly we got the phone like 5 or 3 days ago, and this timeline is very crunched. The team really pushes through so we could give you such different kind of content, because we wanted Team TechWiser to understand clearly what this form factor can do and what's the experience of using the form factor rather than just telling you specs. Let us know if you like this format, kind of sort of day in a life. On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.